For months, Labor MPs have been looking back at the election loss, explaining how it happened. The leader says it's time to look forward at how to win the next one.
We know we can do this as long as we work together.
On Tuesday, Anthony Albanese gave the first of a series of speeches on values, which will include policy direction.
Labor in government will establish a new national partnership to drive improved outcomes in the vocational education and training sector.
He also took his entire shadow cabinet to Perth after WA voters again rejected Labor in May. With unemployment at 6% in the state, the opposition's plan is to match potential voters with growing demand for government-funded services.
What we have in Australia at the moment is a labour market that's characterised by the mismatch between what workers have to offer and what employers need.
The government's response: look at Labor's record, not at what it promises.
They oversaw the biggest fall in apprenticeship numbers of 110,000. Why? Because they ripped $1.2 billion of employer incentives out of the system.
The Labor leader also outlined more protections for casual workers in the gig economy. But as for the party's next climate change policy, we'll have to wait, as the Labor leader instead put the focus on technology.
The road to a low-carbon future can be paved with literally hundreds of thousands of clean energy jobs.
Clean energy on the government's mind too, this week pumping an extra $1 billion into the Clean Energy Finance Corporation, the fund acting as a bank to allow it to support private investors with the aim of ensuring a reliable electricity supply.
To ensure that the prices come down and that we keep the lights on in coming years. Government will play as much of a role as we have to, but as little as possible. It's a very simple principle.
That announcement getting the tick of approval from the former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, who took to social media to defend his own record. Worth recalling it was the Abbott government's policy to abolish it, and that one of my first decisions in 2015 was to retain it, he tweeted.
This is a government that tried to abolish the Clean Energy Finance Corporation. That's finally come around to the realisation that not only is this good in promoting clean energy, it actually produces an economic return.
At least one expert's questioned the need for investment, and the government already has a reliability guarantee.
We put something in place, why don't we think it's going to work?
David Shiraz, Sky News, Canberra.